No cash offers. This question that came in here is a fun question, and I think we should answer it together and make some sense out of it. So here's the question. Hey my friend, this is Ola coming to you from myEmpirePRO Studios live. I'm the author of Smart Real Estate Wholesaling and the creator of the 11 Days Challenge. On this episode, we're talking about no cash offers. This question that came in here is a fun question, and I think we should answer it together and make some sense out of it. So here's the question. I saw this sign in front of a house that says for sale by owner. I want to say something to them, but it says no cash offers. Any advice? All right, so this is fun. All right, so I like addressing this kind of questions because, when you go through a course, right, you learn the step-by-step setting up and doing that, but there's a lot of in-betweens, innuendos, nuances, in-betweens when you're having conversation with sellers that may not be addressed. And that's why I love what I do here on this channel. That's why we have over 600 videos where you can learn a lot of the stuff that when you come across it, you at least know how to handle it, but it may not be written in any book anywhere. As you know, I'm the author of Smart Real Estate Wholesaling, so I'm saying that as an author as well too, that there's some things you can't find in a book, but when I address this kind of questions, which is coming from people on the front line doing this business, you can at least take something away, because when you experience it, you know where it came from, the mindset that's asking you that question or that's saying what they're saying, and you will basically know if you should save time or it's worth investing your time into. Okay, now this question came from somebody looking to build a real estate wholesale business, investing business. It's an investing model. It's basically the art and the science of finding deeply discounted properties, which is what investors do, right? Usually those kind of properties come from distressed sellers, somebody that's motivated to sell very cheaply because the house has become a liability by way of action. Typically, like a property, real estate is asset. But that's just a label. What makes it an asset? Is it bringing money in or taking money out of your pocket? Is it giving you a heartache, or it's giving you peace, meaning giving you freedom, right? Are you making money in a free way, or you're making money with losing the quality of your life? Those are the kind of things you want to look at if it's truly an asset or not. So the idea is to find deeply discounted properties, lock them under contract, and sell the contract. That's the wholesaling part of it. You sell that right to that contract to an actual person that will actually buy the property. You're not selling the property, you're selling the contract for a fee, anywhere from $1,000 to $82,000. My personal experience. I closed my first deal back in December 2005, and I've never looked back. I've had ups and downs. I've never looked back. Okay, so that's what it's about. So this question is coming from somebody. One of the ways you can find properties that somebody wants to sell cheaply at a discounted price is called the for sale by owner. So people will put a sign in front of their house that they want to sell. Some of those signs are Keller Williams, Weichert, what else? There's some other real estate agency companies out there, right? But there are some properties that say for sale by owner, meaning no agent, right? So when you see those, if you have time, okay, and that's just, you can call those numbers and say, hey, you're selling this property at this number, yeah, why do you want to sell? Okay, you're the owner, why do you want to sell? Oh, yeah, we're moving out of town, we just need to sell quickly. Does it need any kind of work? How much work? I'd like to stop by and see how much work. I'm an investor. I buy houses in the neighborhood with my network of buyers. You could say that, right? For those of you that want to be holy and don't think you're lying. But anyway, different topic for another day. But you call that number for sale by owner signs. Okay, so that's what this question came in from. So the question say, a person saw a sign, but then as a part of the tag, they said no cash offers. Where that phrase came from is that person has been bothered by other real estate wholesalers multiple times. Okay, not cash buyer investors, not investors themselves, because investors have certain languages that they use. They usually on ground, they usually are in the trenches. They don't mind going to a property, like the actual person that's going to buy, the people that go to the property to inspect the property, right? So the issue is not the cash offer thing. The issue is that there are about 50 people that have called that same person and say, well, do you mind a cash offer? When everybody is calling and say, do you mind a cash offer? Would you appreciate the cash offer on the property? When 50 people have called and nothing happened, guess what? It becomes fake. Like oversupply of the same anything is devalued, right? It's basic economics, right? And that's where you see somebody say no cash offer. And if somebody say no cash offer, what I would do if I have time, I don't have time to be calling for sale by owners. I'm telling you straight up, it's not worth my time, period. Just like driving for dollars, it's not worth my time. Just like knocking on doors is not worth my time. There are better ways to market this time and age, and that's what I teach here. That's what I cover in the 11 days challenge. But let's just assume that you live in a cave somewhere. There's no digital internet, which I beg to differ because you're probably watching me on the phone. But anyway, let's say you live in a cave type of mentality. You don't feel there's a better way to market than to waste money and time on the road, and you're calling this person. What I will say to that person is to lead with that same. You say no cash offer. What's the problem with cash offer? I would just say that will throw them completely off. Okay, and I would say, oh yeah, there's too many people calling. You will hear them tell you right off. They will tell you straight up, too many people calling me talking about cash offer. They're wasting my time and they're giving me lowball offers. What does that tell you? That moment in time, remember you're a problem solver. Okay, you should be looking to solve their problem, but you don't know what problem you're going to solve if you don't know what to say to people to get them talking at you, to get them throwing up and just talking. Right? If you don't know what to say, you won't know to get them to start talking. You won't know their problem, much less knowing how to solve their problem. So if somebody say, yeah, too many people calling me, they're lowballing offer, they call themselves cash buyers and all this bullshit, right? And then you be like, oh, I see. Well, good. But why do you want to sell? Why do you need to sell? I want to sell because, I'm moving out of town. Okay, you're not in a rush to sell, right? I will tell them, you're not in a rush to sell, obviously, right? And they tell them, no, I'm not in a rush to sell. I don't have to sell. Okay, good. Let's do this. I can help you get the most amount of money you can get for the property. Remember, my focus just shifted from what I want to helping them get what they want. Solve their problem. This person has a little bit of greed, which is not always bad. They have greed. They want to make the most money from that property. Obviously, their motivation is money. They're not motivated, but they have motivation. Money. They want to make the most amount of money. So when you offer them cash offer, so you can tell them a lowball offer, they don't like it. They don't want to hear that. Okay? And that's why they already put it on the sign that says no cash offers. So if somebody say no cash offers, you should shift focus from whatever they taught you in your real estate course. What is this person's problem? How can you help them achieve solution? And then hopefully I'll make some money. Worst case scenario, I'll make a friend. Relationship, which is worth more than money. Okay, that's how you should approach this business. I promise you, that's how you should approach this business, because it's to pay you a lot more money, give you a lot more peace of mind. You'll feel better about yourself because you're actually solving problems and you're not just about how you're going to make money. That's why I tell you, if you're not making money yet consistently, don't quit your job. The goal is not to quit your job. The goal is to replace your income. That way you're not at the mercies of any one lead. And you must talk to this person. Don't approach this business that way. This is a real business. You're looking to solve someone's problem. Okay. So the first thing you should do is find out what the problem is. No cash offers. Even if that threw you off, let's say you've never watched this video, the first thing you should do is be curious. Why would they put that on why would somebody not want cash? I will lead that call with that. I'll say, no cash offers. Why not? Why do you don't like cash? And then they'll tell you more. No, there's a bunch of people calling me, offering me cash and lowballing offer me. I find it disrespectful. I don't like it. Annoying. They'll tell you more. Then you go, I know. I feel your pain. I get it. All right. That makes a lot of sense. So what's your asking price? because their motivation is money. What you're asking, so you want, because a lot of times they will put the price, so $250,000, whatever, they'll put it on the sign. So you want $250,000 for it. So is the property, is that the market value right now? Is it worth $250,000 or a little bit more than that? You have the conversation in their own direction. Money. The motivation is money. Now, as they talk, you will find out what their true motivation is and see how you can, because it's still a problem. You can solve it. Maybe you're a realtor, you can operate as a realtor, partner with somebody in your office. If you're not a realtor, find a realtor that's in your camp and give them the lead, because that realtor, now you're bringing value to them. If you ask them for comparables in the future, it's not an issue because you're now bringing value to them. You generate leads. Here's one thing I want you real estate wholesalers to know. Really, your primary job is to generate leads for the real estate market, period. You're not representing people's interests. That's why you ask this question, is it legal, is it not legal? No. As long as real estate is legal, as in it's legal to keep a roof over our head, it's always going to be legal. The requirements to operate the business in a certain way may be different. You may be required for license to represent people's interests. Yes, because once you are generating so many leads and you're doing so much business, people will confuse you with your representing their interest. And that's where a state like Illinois will write it in the laws that you need, if you're wholesaling more than one property, you need to get a license. That's not a big deal. That doesn't mean illegal. It just means you need to get a license if you're going to do more. But if you have a realtor in your team, which you should, because you're generating leads for them as well too, right? If you do, then it's not an issue. Okay, now you have a realtor, and now that realtor is the person who is the realtor on your team. Laws obeyed. Does that make sense? But the real issue is not learning how to generate leads, learning marketing. And that's what we cover here. 11 days challenge. Go download this book, Smart Real Estate Wholesaling. Free, okay? SmartRealEstateWholesaling.com is where you want to go. And if you go there right now, I'll give you this as a bonus, Real Estate Money Secrets. And it's also available in audio, Kindle, and paper like this, if that's what you prefer. Hopefully you've been enlightened and educated. I will see you on the next one. Peace.